Light sequence is activated, and drivers are ready for the 29-lap race that will determine a championship between the two Warner's brothers.
Let's take
Who
a
will be
look.
victorious?
Oh,
We will find
damn.
out by the end of the 29 laps. The lights out and away we go. And Adrian, you might want to go back to pits as soon as you're done with your thing.
Yes, yes. As they go into turn one, let's take a look at Richard hugging the inside line, getting overtaken, possibly, but looks relatively clean, much cleaner than the first sprint race that we had. There is a car off, though. I'm not sure if that was
car
Richard.
off. That was Rain. That was Rain. Once again, Rain getting unlucky in the center S's.
Oh my gosh. He is indeed. Richard still maintains his P6 as we are underway. Diego keeps his P1. Icebrand is continuing to stay in P2, but let's see Edward immediately jumping up to P11, wasting no time to gain positions. But he is getting fought hard by Imran here. Gonna have the inside line. I believe that's gonna be the better line. Just if I wanted some on boards, because Richard looks to be making a move.
Yeah, he's going for around the outside of Axel. He's using his pusher pass, I think. I'm not too sure.
Not sure about that.
And,
maybe he did.
Is he gonna go? And then Axel tries to go around the outside, but I think he locks up, and he does. He loses the car a bit there, and just loses the vital toe from Richard. But I think he might still be in it with 6/10 as Richard goes for a move on Siglio.
Yeah, he's looking for turn 4 up the inside. Is he gonna make it stick? He's definitely going for it. Has to slow down a bit there just to not make contact. Still
But he may get the better exit here.
Yeah, let's see.
He's going to try and go around the outside of turn 6, but this is a very dangerous corner to go side by side right now. He just lifts off. He thinks better of it, thinks of the championship, thinks of the marathon, not the sprint.
Well said. Yes, indeed. I think that is what's going on in his head. Richard's going for a move down the outside. Sorry.
Is he going to go for a double overtake on the... Oh my god, he's great. And just on one straight, he's got P3, but...
Can he hold it?
To go around the outside. And no, that's Richard into P3, getting 2 positions
Wow.
on one straight.
Beautiful move there from Richard down the main straight. Not sure if he had to use a push to pass, because I know the car behind is using push to pass. Let's see. Icebrand, is he going to go for it around the outside? It looks like he is.
But Richard not giving up, and he sort of pushes them off a bit. They're not too sure that you're going to think of that later on. But they're just fighting hard, trying for that P3, and Icebrand now getting the thick of it. They are in a 3-pack. I was going to say threesome then, but that's not the word I wanted to use.
Which lap is this, Nick? I cannot tell.
This is lap, well, I completed 4 laps, so now lap 5.
But yeah, no, Richard just seems to be pulling away with whatever setup he has going on here. He wants the cars behind to start battling, which it looks like they are. Let's take a look. Icebrand going around the outside, gonna get the inside cut here. And let's see, he pulls in front and he gets position. So that is Simone getting past Icebrand. But let's see what happens on the straight. Who uses push to pass? Nobody. Relying strictly on the slipstream, which is very strong on this car into turn 4. It is still side by side, which is what Richard wants to see, slowing them down so that gap behind him widens ever more. Kenzie Thompson is at 168, so not the best. As long as it stays stable, shouldn't have too many issues. As Richard falls back as he's getting overtaken into turn 1 out of the S's. And that's going to be a position down now for Richard. That is not what he needs. He needs as many points as he can get, but it's not over yet. I think as it stands, Edward has still held the lead with these current points, unless Richard can get ahead to P3. Don't quote me on that. Nick is the points man. I don't have the points pulled up right now. But actually, I can do that. I can do that. Let's get back with the leaders right now. Oh, sorry. That is Mr. Edward Warner's getting past. As I was making that pull, Edward gets passed through turn 1, uses push to pass on the straight, and tries to widen that gap. It is up to 5/10 now, half a second gap now to P8. So that is more points under his belt now for Mr. Edward Warners. Oh, as we got a little shakeup here for the lead. Diego did swap with Steve behind, but it looks to be fine as Edward gets passed into turn 1. Edward now taking P6. More points for him, more worries for his brother. But let's see, is Icebrand going to give it back, or take it back, sorry, here in the turn 4, following very closely behind Edward. Keeps it clean, backs out, doesn't want to be the one that takes out a championship contender. But Mackenzie still wants that position, wants to keep battling. Mackenzie is pushing now with Carter. That's gonna... Oh, Carter Jackson gets a bit too much curb there, sends him wide into the back of Mackenzie. That is a full course yellow deployed by safety race control. As again, we have a battle here. Steve Stevenson using his push to pass. No, they both use their push to pass, I think. Diego cuts in right behind, goes for some slipstream. Stevenson runs him a bit wide, covers the inside, but no, Diego just really knows how to take this turn one. I think when you are racing in the Senna skin, Senna helmet, Senna number, Senna everything, you really know how to take this track. And Diego showing us today, he's really comfortable here in Interlagos, but no. Stevenson going to go around the outside. They make contact into turn 4. Again, this corner proving to be a bit of a scrappy one here. But they still maintain, get out cleanly. But this time it's going to be Stevenson in the lead. Or maybe I spoke too soon. Diego looking for a move. Locks up, gets a bit slidey there. Almost runs Stevenson wide. It's a very good battle here in the middle sector, keeping it very clean, surprisingly. But you love to see it. Very intense action here. Let's take a look on board. As I see in the background, Simone getting involved in this as this battle unfolds. But that's not what we want to see. We want to see Edward Warners going for a move on Axel. Could that be team orders? Axel falling back to give his teammate the extra points here in the championship. Sneaky, sneaky, boys, but I caught you. So those are the two Dutch-Swedish racing cars swapping positions to give Edward more points. This is definitely, I think, going to secure the lead for Stevenson as this battle slows the two down. But let's see. 2 push-to-passes left for Simone, so he has 1 push-to-pass advantage on Diego ahead. Is he going to use it now? With only 2 laps left, I would think so, or he might save it for the back straight. As Diego also saves his, wants to have 1 more left, but let's see. I don't think any of it is going to be needed. Into turn 1 we go. Diego going to cover the inside line. Again, very good defending into turn 1 from Diego. Let's see the exit, though, from Simone. As Diego uses his final push to pass, as does Simone here. I think the slipstream is going to be... They make contact! They make contact, Nick! Oh, that is a big one. As Simone gets just a bit too close behind trying to get that slipstream. Makes contact with Diego.
And this could be crucial for the championship, because if Richard manages to catch up and gain positions, this could steer the championship in Richard's favor. Now, Richard saw that crash. He's going to be pushing with all his might in the final lap, try and get that P3, and I don't know if that will give him the championship. I don't think it will. But
you know, he doesn't care
now. He wants that podium. He wants every single point he can get. And keep in mind, Axel's still on Edward. When I mean, their teammates, and they're probably not going to take it. So never mind.
Yeah, Axel, I think, is falling back now a bit. He was very close at one point.
Yeah, all Edward needs to do now is just keep that P5, and all Richard can really do is best he can do right now is P3. And it's looking less and less likely for Richard, but Steve Stevenson crosses the line to win the final race of the season, the final feature of the season, the Brazilian, his home Grand Prix. Not the win he wanted to get, but it's still a very, very good P2 from Diego.
Yeah, very good from Diego.
Now crossing the line, getting that P3, getting the final spot on the podium. Richard, with all his might, did what he could to stop Edward. All it has to do now is just finish these final corners. And now he's on the long straight, and Edward Warners will become the Season 7 Super Formula Champion.
Go on, Edward. He made it happen from last in the feature race, brings it back up into P5. Maybe some team orders going on, but doesn't matter. That is your new Season 7 champion here in Super Formula. Edward Warners takes it.